I've been AWOL, I've been everything else, beginning with A and ending with OL. I've been round the twist and the bend, you name it, I've done it. But I'm here. It's been a hell of a day, and I've got a hell of a day tomorrow as well. Of course, I had the weekend off. I took my wife and family up to Wrexham. I don't know whether it's a W or a R on the Friday to see her family, and on the Saturday we had a barbecue thing around a family friends, and I got rather drunk. Sorry about that, and I've been working my nuts off ever since. Julie Keys and Bob Hollyoak, hello, good to see you. M Perry, good to see you as well. Evening, Andy, and everyone in the chat. Yes, excellent. Hello, Seth78, waves to you, good to see you. Yes, you could probably see the bags under my eyes. You could probably fit a marmalade sandwich in each one, a bit like that bear that did that stint with the Queen. It's been one of them. Hello, Nick, Tracy Regan, Cosmic War Toad as well. Good to see everybody jumping in. Jane Kelly, Tony. Good to see you. That's Hawley checking in. Jason, long time no see. Hope you're well and your parents are good. And the last communication I had with you was one of them had taken a tumble or something. I hope they're all right now. Let me know. Fern Wright, hello. Harry Harlow and Bridget as well. Evening, everybody. We are here. Yes, I've bitten off a bit more than I can chew. I've done well, Cosmic. I was last minute today. Yes, I've done, how many bloody airport runs have I done today? I've done 2, and I got my wife actually actively getting on with the admin side of things now to free me up a little bit more, so it takes a bit of the pressure off. So thank you very much, Mrs. Gabby Cabby. Well, hello, what's Jason said? Mum's broke her hip. Oh my God, are they going to do a replacement, or are they going to do something else with her? I've got a friend of mine like that, and it's not great when that happens, and I hope she's all right. Very painful. Yes, well, what's been going on in the news today? Yeah, Boris has had the old vote of no confidence, hasn't he? The blonde buffoon, or the best prime minister this country's ever had, or whatever you want to call him, has been told they don't want him there anymore. And you've got the likes of Jeremy Hunt lining up, puffing out his chest with his whistle and flute and his serious looking boat race, thinking he's going to replace him. And in about 45 minutes from now, we will find out what the result of that vote will be. But I think he needs something like 180 of them to be able to hold on to his post, so to speak, and we'll have to see if he gets there. I mean, I remember Theresa May had this, didn't she? She survived only for another 6 months, and out on her arse she went. So I do wonder what will happen with Boris, but they've obviously chosen the time to cause a bit of trouble. We'll have a little vote of our own in a minute. We'll see who else is here. Tony, dinghy divers given bikes here in Gatwick area. Whereabouts? Around like your neck of the woods, Hawley and everything. I'll have to have a look. I'm up there like twice tomorrow. Well, in the early hours, I'll have to look out for some low-flying dinghy diver, won't I? Hello, Christine. It's good to see you in the chat. And I'm getting towards that point where you call me something again. You see the old boat race getting a bit, what's it? Hello, Helium Vibrations. Hi, Andy. Will Boris be going? Well, this is the question, isn't it? Just found you again. I have complained to YouTube. Let me know what happens, Alan. It's not specific to my channel. I think it's everybody everywhere. Somebody told me the more popular a channel gets, the more problems you get with notifications and things like this. I think it's just a common thing, but I try and find ways around it. What I'm trying to do, and I haven't been able to do for a few days because I don't know whether I'm arse up, end or backwards, is try and pre-schedule my lives so you know when they're coming, but I haven't been able to for the last few days. And well, obviously I've had a couple of days off. That's nice. People are wishing Jason Drury's mum well, so that's brilliant. That's nice, everybody. Hi, mum. Good to see you. Anna Perkins, hope everyone enjoyed the Jubilee celebrations. 4 days worth of birthday presents for me. Happy belated birthday, Anna Perkins. I won't do it, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, Anna Perkins, happy birthday to you. There you go, I did it. The quick adjoin version. Hi, Andy, go Boris. That's David Perry. Is that Perry or Parry? I can't bloody read. John Harris, when are you going to put stuff up for the members? Yes, I will. I need to get some additional content and stuff up. That's very true. What I started doing was other private videos and other anecdotes, and I'm a little bit behind on that, but I will sort that out. Jane Griffiths, Jeremy Hunt. No, tell me about it. I could hear you screaming from here. Evening, Andy. Evening, Andy's Army. It's Robert McNair. Cosmic Wartoad. Do the politicians honestly think that a Jubilee weekend keep the country in a good mood all the time? The Roman emperors tried it with the gladiators. You might have a point there. Not Jeremy Hunt. I always remember with Jeremy Hunt where he went to a hospital somewhere. I think he saw the funny side of it. Well, I certainly did at the time. Who runs YouTube? Well, yeah. I won't say it out loud, but you probably get the thing. Yeah, I get the impression with Boris that he's obviously waiting. I mean, the other thing I found laughable was he gets to vote for himself. I mean, you have a vote of confidence called against you, and yet you get to vote in a vote of confidence. He's hardly going to vote for him against himself, is he? How fucking ridiculous can you get? It's daft. But apparently, it all shut at 8 o'clock, and the counting's underway. And we'll know sometime around 9 o'clock what's actually happening, whether they don't want him around anymore or what. So will he resign on the spot? Will there be some political shenanigans? We'll have to find out. Hi, Uncle Gary, good to see you. Alan Edge, Paul Oakes, Andy, don't be silly. No one's silly enough to take the job. Yeah, absolutely. Tony had a birthday yesterday. Happy birthday to Tony. A good start, Andy, is to appoint a new PM who isn't spoiled. Let's go, Peppa Pig, Alan Edge says. I think that means... but we'll see. What else we got here? Colin Elkins, thanks for your chat, Andy. You're welcome. Lorna McKenzie, hi, Andy, and all. Hello, Lorna, good to see you. Can we chat about these missile launches the UK are sending to Ukraine? I haven't looked a lot into that, Robert, over the last couple of days, but I'm getting the impression that the Russians are now threatening that if we send weapon systems like that over there, which are capable of reaching Russian soil, then they can legitimately hit decision-making centres in the West, i.e. bases here in America and all that. The problem is it's a lot of bunnying, isn't it? I mean, if you're going to do it, just do it. Stop talking about it. It's all media, but I think it's absolutely dire, and it's just ratcheting the situation up more and more and more and more now, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, what are they going to do next? Send Tom Cruise over in a Super Hornet? I don't know anymore. I don't know. It's like they want to put him in his place, but they will use Ukraine to do it, or there's something more sinister going on. But this is ridiculous. I mean, I remember a deal where, was it Poland, wanted to give all their MiGs to Ukraine indirectly via the US in return for a load of F-16s, which they were train to work and train to use, but then the US bunned out of it because they didn't want to wind up Putin. But now they're sending these long-range missile bloody launchers in there, which can do all sorts of untold damage, and you got to wonder what the fuck's going on. And then we've got this distraction going on right now with Boris as well, and it's a cooking pot, isn't it? Listen, folks, this is the Daily Chat with Andy the Gabby Cabby. I'm really glad to see everybody in the chat. If you haven't done so already, can you give me a thumbs up? You can do that. I think it's down there somewhere. And let's get the old YouTube algorithm talking and get us up a bit more. I appreciate that. If you are new to Andy the Gabby Cabby as well, please consider subscribing to us. That's free to do. We do have a YouTube channel membership. Somebody aptly reminded me I need to get some content up for the members, and I've been a bit lax with that lately, but I shall get that sorted because you need some value to what you're doing, and I will certainly arrange that for you. And I might put something up discussing that tomorrow in a bit more detail. But it's wonderful. We are on social media as well, by the way. Facebook and all the usual suspects, so please follow us on there, put stuff around, and that'll be great, help us grow even more. We're getting a touch over I think 30,500 and something now, so we're doing good. Wonder what's happening with Russia. Hope that shit don't happen. Yeah, it's exactly, I know what you mean. Is it just here, or is there a fair bit of buffering happening? Divian Ringo says, Didion, I did disconnect at one point, but I reconnected again. It actually dumped me off here, so I don't know whether refreshing it might refreshing it might do it. I really don't know. Hello, Julie Baldwin, good to see you. Hi Andy, a friend of mine has gone out to Ukraine to fight the Russians. I hope he wins. Well, I saw in the news earlier there was those two British lads or English lads that got caught by the Russians over there. And I think they've both lived over there for a number of years. And the younger one of the two with the old beard on the old boat race, I think he's about to end up in a Russian court. I mean, poor bastard, that's going to be a kangaroo court, and he's going to end up getting charged with something, no doubt. But I'll keep an eye on that. But that was quite prevalent in the news earlier when I was trying to find what was going on. Hello, Cabby Geezer. Hello, Derek Owen. Good to see you. Our planet has become more fragile. The pressing need to protect and restore our planet has never been more urgent. Prince William then boards his private jet. Yes, exactly. I mean, that's like that bloody mayor of Bristol that declared a climate emergency and then flew to Canada for a 14-minute speech. Yes, they really like preaching to the choir, don't they? Hi, Harry, your friend needs to get out of there. Foreign fighters are being treated very poorly by Azov. Yeah, it's I think it's a case of if you get caught, you're fucked. I cannot understand why our media is publishing the extent of aid, especially arms, being sent to the Ukraine, and by who. Talk about loose lips, cost lives, being shouted from the rooftops. Well, it's almost like our media are up for it, isn't it? They're trying to stir the shit pot, and they have done for weeks. I just don't understand it. We need to see through the bullshit, I think. Handy Andy, hello, good to see you. Who else have we got here? Didion, okie dokie, I refreshed just before you mentioned it. Okay, excellent. The kids were safe from the convicts the whole time. This was known in early 2020. They're rewriting data and history. Yeah, I had one of those letters through about Jack and the prick. I threw it straight in the bin. I said over my cold dead body, basically, is that stuff coming anywhere near my boy, and I'm afraid I maintain that stance. Strap Boris on a missile and light it, Adam Reader. Well, he's been over there, hasn't he? Hello, Slurpy Dave. Entering the chat of a good slurp. Good to see you. Where are we? Handy Andy. Does Boris know what's happening? Does he know what day it is? Yeah, it could be D-Day. We'll find out in a little while. If Boris gets kicked out, there's a place in the army as a frontline infantryman for him, seeing as he's so keen on carrying out Britain's obligations to NATO and supporting NATO allies. I saw you comment that earlier, actually, and that made me chuckle, but you've got a fair point. Don't read anything about the war. Yeah, it's one thing I was puzzled about when Boris went over there, and he was walking around in his suit with no protection, no body armor, no flat jacket, no nothing, as if he was just walking down the street in Westminster. And I thought, bling, what is going on here? It just didn't make any sense to me. I would support Lord Frost as PM with Farage as foreign minister. That's Robert McNair. Is that because of the dinghy diver trouble, I wonder, as in get rid? When Boris gets kicked out, will there be a replacement right away? I don't know how it works. I don't know whether there has to be a leadership contest. I really don't. I only remember some of it from when old Ms. May got her marching orders and unceremoniously getting told to fuck off by her lot. I think there was one where there was bloody Boris and Hunt and all the rest, wasn't there? But I have a feeling that was already predetermined. Someone asked me, do I know anyone who can provide cheap petrol? I said, yes, my mate Jerry can. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, he's probably gone up in price and all. Hello, Scott Free. Matt Walton, hello to you. I got those letters for my two boys. I've been them as well. They've both already had it anyway. Yeah, I don't think my boy has. He's been lucky and managed to swerve it. But, you know, I think pretty much everyone else in his school come down with it at some point or another. Alan Edge, I see that about the orb. I will check that out. I've seen video footage being replayed of me before now, and I've seen them flying around behind me in photos and videos. It's kind of weird, but I'll have a look. We've got a Green Wongan councillor here in Brighton, flew to Scotland for a Green Agenda meeting. Should have caught a push bike or wind powered. That's because they took him to a safe part where they weren't shooting. Went into the garage to get £10 petrol today, and they offered me a takeaway cup. Love it. What we got here? Yes, Julie, thank you for deleting shite. Please remove completely. I'm assuming you're way ahead of the game, but if I want that kind of Tug TV-esque rubbish, I will look it up myself. Don't you worry about that. As long as we got somebody with more backbone at it, yeah, absolutely. We do have an invader. Miss Slurpee, she asked me to take her somewhere expensive, so I took her to the petrol station. Oh, don't. It's getting ridiculous again, isn't it? We had a price rise not so long ago because of the fuel, but looking at it, it's going up again. And you know, we're gonna have to look at the situation once more, I think, and see what happens. Some trolls are paid by YouTube, I swear, laugh out loud. Yeah, I think there are some paid shills about, aren't they, that are just there to cause trouble. I really do believe that. It's probably Crinkle Bomb again. Excellent. Listen, everybody, this is the Daily Chat with Andy the Gabby Cabby. If you haven't done so already, let's get these likes up a little bit more. We're on 64 and nearly 100, you know, watching. I think we're up to about 95. So let's try and get a bit more parallel. If you can give me a thumbs up, that would be wonderful. See those numbers going up some more. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. We'll, you know, we get a bit more out here and there. But as I said earlier, I just needed to walk away for a couple of days. Andy, if we go back to imperial measurements, £9 a gallon. Jesus, it's crazy, isn't it? Well, effectively, it's 100% increase, isn't it? You know, if you look at the old £4 a gallon, which it used to be at some point, it's really gone mad. Biometric payments coming in 2023 at Tesco, and the rest will follow. Yeah, you watch it. Price match on petrol, good grief. It's 7.50 a gallon. Yeah, unbelievable. I mean, I was driving around everywhere today, and I mean, I wouldn't use them, but I drive past Clackett Lane services quite regularly, well, daily in fact, and that's £1.99 a litre right now, and literally everywhere in town where I am is over 180. Very, very much so. So it's not coming down at all. It really isn't. Uh, let's see. Uh, yeah, we had a couple of bits of travel news. Let's see if we can pull this up. I mean, what we've got at the moment is abject chaos in a few places. I mean, I'm having flights cancelled and rearranged all over the show, or slight delays, or baggage reclaim is a complete disaster. I even had two drivers who had a 2 or 3 hour wait for their baggage. You know, when they went up and did late night airport collections, literally no one was there. I mean, there's a thing here: stranded passengers yell at airport staff as Wizz Air flight cancelled in travel chaos. So, you know, Wizz Air, it seems to be all the cheap ones. A stranded passenger was seen shouting at airport security today after Wizz Air cancelled a flight to Sicily from Gatwick. I mean, this is happening a lot. They're actually getting there and they're getting cancelled. Can you believe it? Security were reportedly spotted rushing over to a group of travellers who had gathered near the airline's check-in area after one man became agitated and started yelling at staff in Italian, asking for someone to help. The incident comes as Wizz Air customers say they've been supplied with helpline numbers that do not work after their flight was axed in the morning. I even took a lady up to the airport myself, not once but twice, and this happened to them. The aviation industry is struggling to cope with the rising demand for travel amid a severe staffing shortage. I have this from our point of view. I have so many emails every day, probably 20 to 30 inquiries and bookings every day, and I'm lucky if I can cover them. It's nuts, and trying to juggle everything around, it's mad. The family haven't met our 2 children yet because of the COVIDs. We haven't been able to get out there. I've been pregnant, so I haven't been able to go. We wanted them to go and meet the family. You know, this is families reuniting after a couple of years, isn't it? Couple have tried on previous occasions to travel to Sicily with other airlines, including EasyJet, and their flights are cancelled as well. Again, chaos. Sexy bastard. Thank you for the £2 super sticker. Appreciate the support. That's wonderful. Thank you very much, and hello to you. I hope you're okay. Zero communication. We've got small children, and there's people here who don't speak English. They're no help whatsoever. Emma and Kevin Wood from Hampshire had also planned to fly to Sicily with the airline on Monday morning. And again, no help at all. They just said basically try and rebook it online or on the website. And no doubt they'll probably get offered a voucher as well. I would have thought. Mr. Wood said they've been saying there's been issues with flights, but we're hoping since the holiday weekend is finished that things perhaps calm down a bit, but clearly not. I've even known of people turn up to the airports for their flights. They get cancelled, and then the fucking plane they're waiting for takes off without them and goes elsewhere. It is abject chaos. Wizz Air has been approached for comment. Some 225 departures from UK airports were cancelled between Monday and Friday. One of their main places they work out of here is Luton, which is where a lot of their stuff comes up. Travel consultancy, the PC agency, estimated that at least 15,000 passengers were affected or left without a flight or something. The chief exec of the company, Paul Charles, said it's causing major knock-on effects, and it will take three days to clear the backlog. Why is there a backlog, mister? It's obviously staff and everything else. Jodie Pitt, whereabouts are you, Andy? Is that as in geographically, or am I sitting in my car? You want to know where I am? Well, I'm sat outside my house right now. I mean, there's there's one geezer that got abroad, and he went out there and basically must have had a pint of wife beater because he bashed his wife not long after they got married over in Mallorca. I mean, this story's crazy. A British man has been arrested by police on suspicion of assaulting his wife just after hours they got married during a holiday in Mallorca. The unnamed groom is alleged to have smacked his bride at their wedding party after having too much to drink. Oh dear, this kind of stuff usually happens at 40,000 feet. The incident happened on Friday at an unidentified venue. They're not telling anybody anything, are they? In the tourist town of Pegua, I don't bloody know, somewhere over there. Local reports say police were called just before 9 p.m. after the Brit got a bit violent as he celebrated on the couple's big day. Island newspaper Ultima Hora said officers had to restrain him before arresting him after being informed he'd assaulted his bride. In other words, giving him a slap. Hello, Rafi, good to see you. The woman is said to have left the venue and returned later, unaware he'd been taken into custody, and she actually come back to look for him. Civil guard officers took charge of the case after the arrest. It was not immediately clear yesterday if he'd appeared before a judge or in a closed court hearing. The assaulted bride is understood to have declined to press charges, although there'd not been any official confirmation. That's crazy, isn't it? You go over there to get married, have a good time, get pissed and beat up your wife. What I don't get it. I remember taking a couple in a cab once, and the wife started smacking the bloody fella in the back with a high-heeled shoe. Absolutely obscene. Too much of the old sauce, and then everybody gets a bit wacko, don't they? It's rather crazy. I said to the doctor, "Why do people keep ignoring me?" He said, "Next patient, please." Yes, very good. I like that one. Hi, Jack. I'll be honoured by your presence. That's Jody. Jack, where? Anna, perhaps when taking any bookings, you could do your customers a big favour and remind them to inspect their travel insurance. Starts from their door and back to their door. That's a bloody good point, actually. A very good point. As for the fuel prices go, Andy, ploy to restrict movement, just like lockdown. Yeah, I mean, somebody mentioned to me early hours of last night, about the route from our area to Gatwick, kind of, and then down. And they wonder whether they are driving people towards that and making it a bit more of a ploy to get people doing it. I don't understand why the government give us so much money away. We've got families struggling in this country. Yeah, it's they're giving billions away and then they give us a little morsel. But at the end of the day, some bugger's got to pay for it somewhere, and it'll be our kids and our grandkids that do. I guarantee you, it's a bloody mess. It really is. Hi, Andy in chat. Hello, Michael May. Good to see you. Charity begins at home. Yes. I couldn't agree with that anymore, to be honest with you. And I think people need reminding. Ryanair boss has been called for the army to be brought in to help the situation, but our airports are now largely foreign owned. So why should our troops be used? Yes, I think a lot of them are, aren't they? Owned by foreign conglomerates of one form or another. I mean, my eldest son, Lewis, he's in Zante at the moment, and he flew out with Ryanair. So I have to see what happens when he returns. Hopefully there'll be no delays and he'll be back okay. I'll see you tomorrow, Andy. All in the chat. Back to the meat grinder. Cheers, Christine Ayres. I'll see you tomorrow. Good to see you. Where's all the bloody money coming from? Yeah, I know, crazy, isn't it? Don't work too hard, sleep well. That's Alan. Cheers, Alan. See you soon. Anyone stocking up on dried foods? Potential shortages coming on. They've been talking about that for a while, haven't they? Andy, have you tried signing your signature on your iPhone? Laugh out loud. No, I haven't. Lefties were complaining about the Jubilee March with all the Union Jack flags showing. They were comparing it to Nazi Germany during World War II. I did a video on that, Tad, a few days back. I think it was one of the streets in London, wasn't it? And they were comparing it very much. And anything to do with our, I'm not going to go down the lines of we're British, we're English, we're Scottish. It's basic national pride, isn't it? Anything to do with pride in your own nation or what you identify as your own nation, the lefties hate it. Fuck off and go and live somewhere else is what I say to that. If you've got a problem, is Jack into model railways, Andy? He had a little bit of a play, and then had a little dabble with Scare Electrics, and then kind of come off of it. He may go back to it again. He may go back. Took the kids out on a dinghy, and within minutes we've been towed ashore and given a free hotel. What a great holiday. I love it. Oh dear, it would be ironic if it weren't so true, wouldn't it? Dennis Kearney, hello to you, good to see you. Listen everybody, we're just 3 off 100 likes, so if there's 3 of you out there that haven't, give me a like, give me a thumbs up. Let's get up to 3 figures as quick as we can. That'll be wonderful. And also subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Yay, we're on 102. That's wonderful. COD don't live in Ukraine. Laugh my fucking ass off. Yeah, exactly. Good evening, Dennis. 100 up. Excellent. Brilliant. Well done, everybody. Got them. Yeah. I've got a bit of a night. 3 o'clock in the morning, so not too long from now, really, is it? I've got to bugger off to Gatwick again, and then I've got to drive all the way back to Broadstairs as fast as I can, take another load of people to Gatwick, and then round to Tilbury Docks to pick some people up from there and bring them back, and then that'll be the end of my day, and I'll be absolutely famished. I want to make a very big tribute shout out to my wife, because she's wonderfully volunteered to take on the admin side of the business and helping me out. Because one of the things as well, when the airport business goes nuts, I have I have time issues trying to get that done and this done, and I want to pay as much attention to this as possible. It's trying to thread all the needles all over the place. It's one of them things. One cannot have pride in one's country with Bojo in charge, Andy. That's Jodie Pitt. Well, we'll find out soon enough, won't we? Late to the party. I'll catch up later. One cough, free cough, stink pooter says. Those that say they are like Nazi flags are the Nazis and want to ruin this great country. It's just bloody decline, isn't it? Absolute decline. But, listen, folks, I'm going to have to go. We're at 33 minutes. I don't know if you can see my eyes. I've been on the road all day, and I've got to go get some shut-eye and back to it tomorrow. Thank you, everybody, for turning up. This is the first one for a couple of days, and I appreciate you all coming along. If you haven't done so already, please make sure you hit that like button on the way out. To appreciate that. And subscribe to the channel also if you haven't. Good to see you all, and I will be back tomorrow. Please see my comment above, Zena says. I'll have a quick look at that before I go. Zena. And I'll try and get a bit more content out as well. Andy, I have a bit of bad news for you. Apparently the WEF plan to close most airports. Oh, Jesus. I know they're up to shenanigans, but I never read that one. I think there might be more YouTube videos in my future if that happens. Yes, I've missed you too, you sexy bastard, but I will be here. I just needed a little bit of a break, as it were, burning the candle at both ends. But I'm here now, and I'm back, and I will see you tomorrow. Toodaloo.